Hey makers, quick video here to show you how to weld text, so when you cut it out in vinyl it's all one piece. So I'm doing a little quote here to put on a pencil case. A drawing is simply a line going for a walk. If only that were true, I can't seem to draw at all. So yes, I've typed these in my chosen font, which is Liverpool. And then what we need to do is, instead of these being separate letters, we want to weld them together. So I'm just filling them black so you can see them better. It won't make any difference when you cut it out, but the letters are obviously all individual, which would be a bit of a nightmare for weeding. So this is where we bring in the weld technique. First off, you want to use the character spacing, and that's just pushing the letters closer together. So if we zoom in, you can see as I'm doing that, the is joined up, but there's still a few gaps, so we just keep shrinking until, yeah, S and I in simply and the W and the I in drawing, everything's joined. So then we can go to the weld function, and what that'll mean is, instead of them being individual letters, where they overlap, it will become one. So here's weld, click, and now that is one sort of complete line, if you will. So we're going to do the same for the second line as well. Select that. Character spacing, I know from the one before it was at least 7 or 8, so let's keep going here. The 4 is joined up, the walk is joined up, the going, yeah, let's just check it all. Yes, so all letters are touching each other and overlapping where they need to. There's a tiny little gap there, but look, the majority of it is crossed over, so that should weed fine. So we welded. We'll show you a little trick actually. This one, it probably shouldn't need it, but where you see that tiny little gap between the O and the R, you can get rid of that. So if you had something a bit more intricate and you were worried about peeling it away from the vinyl, you can take any shape, and if you think about it like different layers on top of each other, so this is your base layer, the word for, and then when I bring in a shape, it's going to lay over the top of it. So let's just shrink this down tiny. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up where that little bit of white is, because obviously that white is a hole. So if I take this shape and place it over there, let's just zoom in so you can see, and then turn it round so it's not coming outside of the letters, it's just inside the letters and it's laying on top. So at the moment the only reason you can't really see it is because I haven't filled that shape, but if you select them both and do the same thing, if you weld, look, it will get rid of that. So it sort of works like an eraser. Just think about it like the different layers. It's on top of it, you create it as one, and it therefore gets rid of that little gap that was there before. Okay, so they've been welded. I have a little clip art of a pencil that I used on something else that I thought I could use on here. Don't worry, I'm just deleting these backgrounds, sometimes they pull through, but here's the pencil. So that is an image on its own, and I want to use the welding technique again to have this as if it looks like this has been drawn by pencil. So make sure it's overlapped there, select the two and weld. There we go. Now because it was overlapping, when you weld it becomes one. So a drawing is simply a line going for a walk is now made. That's one. The second line in the pencil, and the other one is a line as well. Group those together. I know roughly what size I need, but I can always resize that on the Scan and Cut itself. So once I'm happy with that, I export, send it over to the machine, and I am ready to cut. So here it is. I didn't need to show you all of that bit. This was more about using canvas. So I've cut it out. I love this bit. Ooh, carefully peel it off. Got my tweezers ready for weeding the little sections inside the letters, and then I use my transfer tape and put it on my pencil case. So quick 5-minute make for you there.